Alright everyone, if you have one video to watch on my channel, it is this one, because today I have quite a lot of updates to do. But before that, and by the way, those are really bad updates for Oranda Power, but before that I just want to bring positivity all around me, just because if I'm sad right now, I want everyone else to be happy. And don't worry, the situation is under control. And yeah, so let's start by doing 4 shoutouts. 2 for the fish family and 2 for the glitter squad. Sorry, just had some difficulty to say that. So for the fish fam, first of all, Bob Stenfot. Yes, another Bob. And he's actually really called Bob. I'm just like whatever. My nickname is just random. He is awesome. He have multiple aquarium, he have multiple fish, he is awesome. Check his live stream, check his channel, he is crazy cool. You will love Bob Stenfot. And the second channel that you want to watch if you love fish as much as I do is Turbofish. Yes, Turbofish. I don't know a lot about him, but my gosh, he have a great Pohaka pufferfish. I mean, wow, that beast totally destroyed a frozen shrimp. Literally a stone cold frozen shrimp. That fish just destroyed it as if it was just like smushy and all. It just destroyed it. It was impressive, and he have a lot of other aquariums. So those were the shout out for the fish fam, and now the glitter squad. The squad which is really fun, really entertaining. So the first one is Chaos Kitty. Really funny girl, really amazing. Check out her channel and support her massively. I really enjoy all her crazy comments, and she just makes Bob laugh quite a lot. So check out and support her channel. And now let's drift into our last but not the least shout out for Uber Goober Lady. Love the live stream. The live stream was incredible, especially the one yesterday about the other world and all the spiritual apparition, all the ghosts, everything, just crazy. Check her channel. She's super nice. She has quite a lot of interesting story to tell, and frankly, she's really awesome as well. So those were my 4 shoutouts. And now let's move on to the more sad part of the video, because despite the fact that I'm really hysterical right now, the fact is Bob is truly destroyed right now. Why? Well, let's take a look at the aquarium to kind of explain a bit more why. Oh, here we are. This is the aquarium, guys. This is the entire Oranda Power right here, the little box of glass that contain all the fish. And what happened is that I quickly realized there was a problem with the aquarium. And if you don't know, well, first of all, I kind of have overfeed my fish, so I was doing a lot of water change and everything, and I kept a close eyes on the aquarium. And then I quickly realized, wait, why there is some water dripping from here and going on the electric plug? This could have been really dangerous. And what happened is, well, all the joints were kind of expired, and the aquarium was almost about to completely get destroyed. So now, right now, the aquarium is under reparation. But what about the fish? Well, all the fish are still alive. So we have the 2 goldfish with one of the Corridoras in this one with the sponge filter. We have the gold barbs with the remaining Corridoras in this one, and we have the Danios and the checkered barbs in this one. So yeah, basically yesterday I was devastated to see my fish in those little buckets, because yeah, it could have been really bad. And basically, you all know that I kind of have overfed the aquarium, and then for some reason, all the aquarium ceiling was slowly starting to collapse. And I could have lost all the fish, but luckily for me, all 23 of them are still alive today, and we are working really hard to repair the aquarium as quickly as possible to manage to put all the fish in the aquarium back. So yesterday I was really desperate. I mean, I actually cried over it because I don't like to see my fish into those small buckets. But then I realized, wait a minute, that was the native bucket. I have kept some minnows in there for like several weeks. So 2 or 3 days for those fish won't matter that much. Obviously, it's not the ideal, especially since 2 of the 3 aquarium don't have filtration. But I'm doing quite a lot of water change, and I have reused all the decoration in my aquarium, at least to put a small amount of the beneficial bacteria that might have grown over the decoration. And Ghost and RP being my favorite fish, they have the bigger bucket with the bigger filtration. They have the sponge filter. I would have loved to put the hanging pack filter for one of the 2 other aquariums, but sadly, because of the round shape of the buckets, that wasn't a possibility. But don't worry, I'm keeping a close eye on all the fish. You can see the corridoras right now. Actually, I'm going to take like a flashlight or something to show them a bit better. Alright, so in there we have the gold barbs, as you can see. Sorry, the light is really horrible. Let me try something else. Maybe that. Nope. Oh no, that one. Alright, so we have some of the corridoras. The reason why there is 1 cory in this aquarium is because he was doing not so good in this one. Probably some maybe ammonia burn, something like that. So, or maybe he was just weaker than the other in this bucket, because all the fish seems to be more or less good in this bucket. But yeah, I put him in there because there is more aeration and everything, and I've seen him recently, so I know he's still alive. The goldfish are still doing well. They are scavenging, being normal. The Danios kind of hide a lot, but they have fed. They are pretty much just acting like minnows. And for the gold barbs and the cories, well, you know, they are doing well. I have a lot of plants and hiding spot for them, but yeah, they're definitely not something you want to have your fish in for a long period of time. This is why it's only for several days before the aquarium gets completely repaired. And you can see those 2 stir-by, sorry, I'm just going to try to zoom, but those 2 stir-by seems to be a couple because they are constantly swimming with each other. So maybe I'm going to get some reproduction out of those, which could be really interesting, even though I don't think babies could survive because of those 2 big guys that want to eat everything in their path. Oh yeah, basically it isn't really the funniest update ever. I wish that would never have happened. It's definitely hit hard as a fish keeper, especially since it's my only aquarium. It will definitely slow down the activities on my fish room. I mean, personally, I'm not ready to get a bigger or another aquarium. So far, I'm not ready to do that, just because, yeah, a freak accident have to kind of make me think of what I really want and what are my real objectives. So it have also put a lot of things into perspective. I mean, a few days ago, well, or a few weeks ago at the very least, I was almost saying like, oh, I could get rid of the Danios and replace them for other fish, but having them into this bucket and caring for them and watching them in another way, and just like really fighting for their survival and everything, made me realize how much I deeply love them. And also, obviously, Ghost and RP are my 2 favorite fish of all time. This is why they have the right to have the sponge filter. I mean, all the fish could die except Ghost and RP, and I would still consider myself lucky. I don't want any of my fish to die, but Ghost and RP are really special. They are, especially Ghost. Ghost is like, oh, he is the Oranda power, you know, he is the face of Oranda power. You cannot have Oranda power if you don't have Ghost. But yeah, basically, having them, all those fish into those little buckets made me realize, and also almost losing the aquarium made me realize how lucky I was to have dealt with it really in time. I mean, there was only like a tiny bit of water there, and at first I was like, well, is it just because I did some water change and the water I've spilled underneath and everything? But no, it was really just the caulking in the interior of the aquarium that was really degrading, and a few days or a few weeks from now, if I hadn't noticed that in time, I could have lost everything. And it could have been incredibly dangerous as well because of the electricity. I mean, it was literally dripping right there on the electricity plugs and everything, so it could have caught fire in my room. Well, maybe not, or maybe yes, it could have been really dangerous. It would have been crazy. So I'm not ready to take responsibility for more than just my good old 26-gallon aquarium, at least for now. But what I'm ready to do is to actually upgrade it, you know, like return to my bases, to evolve an aquarium until I'm truly satisfied. And seeing the 26-gallon empty again, it's like having a new aquarium altogether, but with your old fish. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of well, I just kind of try to see positivity here, but basically, if it wasn't of my crazy mistake of putting so much food in the water, I'm not saying I was right to do so. I mean, I literally did like a half-an-hour long video just telling how bad the mistake was. Even if I do joke about it, I know for sure I have to respect my fish way more from now on. Sorry, but seeing that a bad mistake have led to discover a bigger problem and to save all the fish in time is really something incredible. And instead of watching the entire situation into negativity and be like, oh man, my aquarium almost got broke, or oh man, I'm not going to be able to get another aquarium because blah 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 blah, I'm just really happy to have all my 23 fish still alive to this day. I mean, I'm going to take way more care for them. I'm going to just make up for the mistake I did a few days ago. I'm going to really provide my fish the best life that I can possibly give them, and I will definitely learn from my mistake. And I also hope it is a lesson for all of you, my fellow fish keepers, that you always want to check out your aquarium, especially if you have a big fish room of them. Always look for leaks, always look for bad thing. Always have the eye open for any small problem. Do not underestimate anything. I mean, when I saw that there was some water here, instead of just keeping it to myself and being like, oh, it might just be the water from the water change, I immediately asked my two parents to take a look, and I immediately took action, removing the fish, removing as much of the water as possible, acting as quick as possible to try to save everything I could, and I did actually. I mean, the drip and the leak was so tiny that it was almost impossible to notice. But once my father and I have like removed all the caulking and everything in the corners of the aquarium, we realized how close the aquarium was to just have a big leak and probably just kill all my fish and destroyed the floor of my room, if not more. So yeah, it was definitely lucky. bless you, God, for everything. Bless this mess. I mean, yeah, my fish room is a mess right now, but at least all the fish are alive, and that's the most important thing. And at least the aquarium isn't like cracked or anything, so it's thing that can be repaired. Obviously, it punch you directly in the face to know that things like that can happen. I mean, I would never have thought that one of my aquarium would have eventually leaked out. I was like, oh, it's always the others that have those type of problems. But no, everyone can have them, and sometimes it's just happens so quick that you don't have the time to realize it before it is too late. But luckily for me, I wasn't, and yeah. So for Oranda Power's videos, I mean, there isn't a lot that I can film for now. The fish are going to be back in the aquarium around Monday, so it's only like 2 days. I'm doing water change for the 2 buckets that have not the filter. You know, just small, regular water change, just to kind of bring up some fresh water and remove all the possible ammonia and nitrate and even the nitrate. I really am lucky to have the sponge filter, because the sponge filter will help me to cycle the aquarium once we will have to put back all the fish in the aquarium. But yeah, basically I was lucky. Thank you everyone for watching. I mean, the Oranda Power will be slowed down by this, but nothing can kill us. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'm going to switch the camera back so Ghost in his little bucket can do the outro, because I know he's looking right now at me and he's like, yo dude, I want to do the outro, that's my part, come on. So yeah. So yeah, that was Bob for a new episode of Oranda Power. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like, and all the prayers for the little fish. Let's hope none of them get affected by this entire situation. As I mentioned in the previous video, and I strongly recommend you to watch the previous video, my fish are all really hardy fish, so they can take this situation. It's not pleasant for them, but they will do alright. And remember, it's only for 2 days, and it could have been far worse. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you all real soon. Bye!